Hey Steph, it's Thursday. Today, before I get started on my video, I want to pose a question to you. Why do you make videos for me on Natural Update? I have answered this question for myself as to why I make videos here. I want you to make me a video whenever your next one is and give me your perspective. Why do you make videos when you do? In the recent conversations we've had and in the last few videos you've made, it's very clear to me that your priorities are not with our videos. And that's fine. That's not a problem. That happens in life all the time. But I just want to know what you think about it. So next time you get a chance, whether it be next Monday or the following one, your videos tend to be on about a 3-week average cycle right now. Let me know, because if you don't want to do this, I don't want to be forcing you to. I do it because I love it, and I want to get your take. This week, I want to have a chat with you about filters. Humans have gotten extremely good at filtering information. We do this with all of our senses. We can filter with our eyes, we can filter with our fingers, we can filter with our ears, with our nose. And what I mean by that is you can see something, get used to seeing it, and then not see things that are changing in that video. I don't know if you've seen the famous video where there are people passing a basketball around back and forth, and a person in a gorilla suit is able to walk through that video without you noticing because you are watching a basketball. Your brain is extremely good at filtering out information from your eyes. You can smell something, and if you smell that thing every day, all the time, for a week or two, you will become accustomed to that smell and your brain will no longer recognize it as a smell. If it's a bad smell, your brain will be used to it and will not recognize that bad smell. Febreze is now doing an ad campaign trying to exploit that fact by saying that you can become nose blind to things, which is absolutely true, but it's not necessarily a good reason to buy Febreze. Our ears can filter things out. If you are working away and you hear a car alarm or a shrill beep or the sound of a fan or white noise, your brain, if it hears that same pattern long enough, can actually filter out that sound. You can do that actually yourself if you're at a cocktail party. You can focus in on one conversation, the conversation you're trying to have, and block out the rest of the sounds. Your brain is extremely, extremely good at that. And as humans, it's been very beneficial to us to have these filters in place, to have our brain be able to take care of what's important and throw away the rest of the information we don't need. But in modern times, with all of the stuff that's happening to us, humanity has gotten very good at compartmentalizing with these filters. So when you hear about something terrible, like sexual assault and gender issues going on around the world, when you hear about terrorism, when you hear about horrible shootings because of very lax gun laws, when you hear about police brutality that is going uninvestigated, the typical thing to do is process that information, be upset about it, and push it away and try to move on to something happier. And there's a good reason why we do that. But I find that tends to make the people doing bad things feel like it's okay that they're doing them when it's absolutely not. There are all these bad things I just mentioned going on in the world, and they're not okay. But we as humans have to look for the positives in life. We can't constantly be focusing on the negatives, but it doesn't mean that the negatives aren't bad things. We need to be thinking about them. We need to be talking about them every day with people. We need to be talking with politicians. We need to be talking with people with influence, to people with influence, and changing these horrible, terrible things that are happening. Hopefully in an effort to eventually reduce them to zero. That would be the eventual goal. Now, me talking on this video isn't necessarily going to change anything, and there are all kinds of news organizations trying to do this right now, and what it's going to take, and these things are getting better in most cases, slowly, but it's very hard to know what thing is finally going to start changing minds. Gay marriage, for instance, just recently passed in the US. In a majority of states, it's now legal to get married, or more. I forget if it's more than half the states or more than half the population of the US is able to get same-sex married and have the same benefits as they would if they were a man and a woman getting married. That took way too long. There are so many things. There's so many sexist issues, racist issues, discrimination against religion, discrimination, all kinds of discrimination that is not okay. And we as a society have to do a better job of thinking about it more, not minimizing these issues, not saying they're not there, but really getting to the bottom of them. Jon Stewart on The Daily Show last night got to a point in the two most recent instances of police brutality that have been talked about a lot on the news. You have to sort of, if you follow this kind of news, especially if it's your job, like in the case of Jon Stewart, seeing this kind of thing over and over and over again and nothing changing, and people saying that it's not a problem, it really does get to you. And I really applaud people like that for doing everything they can, everything in their power to try to change these things. But it's going to take more than one person. It's going to take more than any of us. It's going to take all of us. And I look forward to being a part of that. That's one of the reasons why I make these videos. I've made videos about gender issues. I've made videos about all kinds of these things because I think it's really important to talk about them. And it's not necessarily a flashy thing. It's not funny. It's not going to make you money on anything, but it's extremely important. It's not going to get you powerful, but it needs to happen. There are so many inequalities in so many societies around the world that shouldn't be. And I look forward to dedicating a major part of my life's energy trying to right those wrongs. I wanted to say before I go that one of the things, something that was suggested to me by our mom, is that maybe you and I should sit down every week and maybe just talk out some things to talk about. If you are feeling like you don't want to make videos because you don't feel like you have anything important to talk about, maybe you and I could have a conversation every week, just briefly figure out interesting things that, because I know you have interesting things to say, because every time you make a video, you say things that I find interesting. And so let me know what you think about that. And maybe we'll meet every week and just talk about what kind of stuff you want to talk about, what kind of stuff I want to talk about, and see where it goes from there. Anyways, that's my proposition. Looking forward to hearing some comments, hearing what you have to think about what I said, and just filters in general. Humans are great filterers, but maybe we shouldn't be doing it so much. I love you, and I'll see you on next Monday. Bye.